everybody. This is part 3 of the Kingdom Finance series. And in this series, we're looking at what is Kingdom Finance. And essentially, Kingdom Finance is the way in which we use biblical principles to underpin our relationship and how we use money, okay? It really requires us to be transformed in our thinking, because what the world says is a lie and what the kingdom says is the truth. And therefore, you've got to understand that you've got to unlearn what the world has taught you and actually apply yourself in a very different way, okay? Why? Because Christ requires this of us. And also, secondly, you're going to get far greater results, because God is a God who is in the business of blessing. But the blessings come from obedience and following scripture, okay? So we have 3 mindsets that we're looking at fundamentally. The first mindset is the poverty mindset. Today we're going to look at the rich mindset, and then we will look at the wealth mindset. But what I want to do is just remind you from the last episode of this, poverty mindset. A poverty mindset is a self-limiting, self-sabotaging thought process which inhibits growth in all dimensions of life. And I think what's really important about the self-limiting and self-sabotaging is not only do you self-limit yourself, you don't not only do you sabotage yourself, but you also sabotage those around you. It may not be consciously, but that's what you're doing, okay? As I said, a poverty mindset is different from being poor. You may not have the resources today, but it doesn't mean that that's controlling your mind. You don't buy into that system. But a poverty mindset will really limit you and your circumstances, okay? So that's what a poverty mindset is. Today, we're going to look at the rich mindset. And if I'm going to be truthful, this thing blew my mind. When I was reading scriptures, it really went, wow. Okay, so as we did before, I'm going to give you scriptures. And I'm going to ask you to pause the video, study the scriptures. Take your time in terms of studying these scriptures, because you're going to extrapolate so much from them. But in all of them, the first 5 scriptures I'm going to give to you, there is one common denominator, okay? So I'm going to give you these scriptures. So the first one is Joshua 7, verses 19 to 26. Then we go to 1 Samuel 25, 2 to 38. So that's quite a long scripture, but I want you to read the whole thing. Then we go to Acts 5, 1 to 11. Then we go to Luke 12, 13 to 21. Then we go to Luke 16, 19 to 31, and then 1 Timothy 6, 9 to 10, okay? That's normally what I find, but I've also found an additional scripture, okay? So the first 5, I want you to really think there is a common denominator amongst all of those. This other scripture, I found it as I was in my devotion, but again, it's really important. That's Jeremiah 17, verse 11. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to pause. I want you to study all of these scriptures. I want you to pull out as much as you can. But there is one common denominator that you're going to find when you look at these scriptures. Okay, so when you've read them, then resume, and then I'm going to give you the definition of what a rich mindset is. Okay. So, the rich mindset is about this. It's about an accumulation of significant amounts of money. It is accompanied by high and visible signs of expenditure. You can make it quick, but potential also to lose it quickly. Now, in scripture, the common denominator is death. Yes, that's what I said. The common denominator is death. Ananias, Sapphira, death. Yeah, the rich man who pulled down his barns, to build bigger barns and then to rest on his laurels, death, okay? There is a common denominator, death, okay? And that shows me one thing, that the rich mindset is a dangerous mindset, okay? So what are some of the features of a rich mindset? The first one is a me heart. It's all about me, okay? People with a rich mindset, and this world has really taught us, especially Western Europe. Western Europe really emphasizes a me heart. It really emphasizes you being at the center of everything and forget about everything else. You have a capacity to generate money, but the means may be questionable. So one of the things, I was watching TV, and it was one of these programs, I think it was called Dubai Hustle. Dubai hustle, yeah. And I was listening to the language of these real estate agents, and all I had is, I want to make money, I want to make money, I want to make money. And it was the sole driver, okay? And you could tell that there were certain people in this group of people who would do anything to accumulate that money. Therefore, it means that you have an unhealthy relationship with money, okay? When I say unhealthy, it rules you, yeah? The scriptures tell us you cannot serve two masters, okay? Money rules some of us, yeah? Let's keep it real, let's keep it honest. Some of us are ruled by money, not vice versa, okay? It is an unhealthy relationship with money. Selfish intentions for using money, okay? That may kind of feed into the me heart, yeah? But there's a very selfish mindset behind your use of money. So it's always aligned to personal goals and ambitions. It never thinks beyond self, okay? Now, it is not to say that you can't spend money on yourself. Hear me well, okay? But kingdom requires something very different. When you've got time, go to Acts 4. Look at the last 4 verses. I think it's like 32 onwards, yeah? You will see a true kingdom mindset, yeah? In regards to money and how you would use it for the good of others, yeah? And so therefore, materialism is a very prominent feature of those who have a rich mindset, okay? A tendency to consider material possessions and physical comfort as more important than spiritual values. That's the definition I actually picked up from Google. So listen to that. A tendency to consider material possessions and physical comfort as more important than spiritual values. Okay? So therefore, this is not a long video, but I'm hoping that you are starting to see rich is not necessarily where you should be. Okay? We all need money. If you look at First Timothy, what was it? First Timothy, it talks about money, but what it says is that the love of money, not money, the love of money. So the question I have for you is, what do you love money? Or do you control money? Do you have an unhealthy relationship with money? Do you think about self more than you think about others? Yeah. Do you sow into the house? Yeah. Or do you find an excuse or an explanation not to sow because you've got to go out on a Saturday, or you've got to buy a pair of shoes, or you've got to do your nails, etc. Yeah. Again, I'm not saying that these things are not important and you should have nice things. I'm asking, where are your priorities? Okay. So hopefully you have found this useful. Again, I want you to go look for more scriptures. See what you're seeing in the scriptures in terms of the rich mindset, okay? And then start to reflect upon self. So we have done the poverty mindset, we've done the rich mindset, and the next one we're going to do is the wealth mindset. I hope this is blessing you. What I'm also going to do after the next one, I'm going to provide you with a fitness test, okay, which allows you to kind of really reflect and write down some notes and some goals, etc. Yeah, but I'm going to do that after the next one so that you can really make a decision as to where am I on this spectrum. Thanks very much for listening. See you very soon. God bless you.